Right, I'm back. Next activity is absolute location. So we're still on this one. You go down right to there. Absolute location. First, download this worksheet and learn about absolute location through learning latitude and longitude. So it looks like this. Latitude and longitude, what are they? Let's start with latitude. The horizontal lines on the Earth are called latitude lines. Latitude is the measurement of distance north and south of the equator. Okay, so let's look at this picture here. You can see north and south. This center line is called the equator. It is 0 degrees, okay, in the middle of the Earth, going left to right or around the Earth through the middle, horizontally. Okay, so latitude runs horizontally. Okay, another way to say this is side to side. Okay, all right, let's continue. Let's go back. The equator is 0 degrees latitude, yeah? There are 90 degrees of latitude north and south of the equator. 90 degrees. The latitude lines are the same distance apart. So let's have a look here. Okay, you can see 90 degrees right here. Then 60, then 30, then back to 0. Alright, and then south. 90 degrees south, then 60, then 30, then 0 again on both sides, right? So there are 90 degrees of latitude. Alright, let's continue. Ooh, up here. Latitude lines are the same distance apart. They are parallel to each other. Places above the equator are north, and places below the equator are, you guessed it, south. Okay, fill in the blanks here. Okay, all these blanks on this spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, based on this reading here. Alright, let's keep going. Vertical lines. The vertical lines, right, keyword there, on Earth are called longitude lines. Longitude is the measurement of distance east and west of the prime meridian. Here's the prime meridian in the center. Okay, it touches the north and south pole. Alright, here we go. The prime meridian divides the Earth into half. The prime meridian, which is 0 degrees just like the equator, goes through a place called Greenwich, England. Actually, it's just kind of an interesting fact. Longitude lines run through the north and south poles, like I already said. Unlike lines of latitude, they are not parallel. They meet at the 2 poles. So let's look at these. You can see they meet right here, the North Pole, and you can't quite see it, but under here is the South Pole. So the North Pole, you can see how the lines are all meeting together, and there's very little space in between these here. And as you go down, they get wider and wider and wider and wider and wider. But then they go back to the South Pole and then become smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? Latitude lines are equal apart, equal distance apart. All right? Let's keep going here. There's 180 degrees of longitude. So you can start at 0 and go all the way around to 180. And back down here, all the way around to 180. So east and west. We're going this way west and this way east, all the way to 180 degrees. Latitude has 90 degrees. It starts at 0 here and goes up, 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 up to 90, but that's as far as it can go, right? All right. Longitude lines that are to the left are west, and the ones that are on the right are east. The opposite side of the prime meridian is called the international date line. It's also 180 degrees, and this is how we learn about time zones. So let's have a look at the international date line. This is it right here. Okay? You can see the prime meridian here on this side of the Earth, but when you spin the Earth around, you can see the international date line on the other side of the Earth. Okay? So, again, here you can see the degrees. Right? It goes all the way around like this for longitude, and then for the latitude lines you can see the degrees here like this. Okay? Alright, so please fill in the blanks for this section based on this information. Okay? When you finish that, let's go back and read this note. Are you ready? Absolute location is the exact point of a place on Earth when it's shown on a grid using latitude and longitude. So here's an example of a grid. Okay, you can see here along the top we have our degrees of longitude going down, right? Going long ways, a vertical. Okay, so remember, longitude runs vertically. Vertically, up and down, 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 like this. And then latitude, we have degrees of latitude on this side over here, starting at 0, then going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. You don't see 90 here, but it should say 90 here. Okay? And they're going side to side, going this way. Okay? But they're measuring the distance above the equator, north, and below the equator, south. And then the prime meridian, which is in the middle here, it doesn't show it, but it's right here. You can see 0 degrees going east longitude and west longitude. So here's your grid. Yeah? So you can see the exact location using latitude and longitude. So if I were to go like this, show where is, let's go with Japan here. Japan is 40 degrees north latitude, or part of Japan is, and this is 140 degrees east longitude, right here, like this. If I measure this point right here, we have a city in Japan, maybe, well, we have to find out. But basically we locate Japan by going here and here. Okay? So, alright, so let's go. Latitude means north or south. We use latitude and longitude to learn the exact location of place. Latitude means north or south. Longitude means east and west. Okay? So, latitude, for example, can be read like this. Tokyo is 35 degrees and 45 minutes, that's right, you heard minutes, north, and 139 degrees and 45 minutes east. The line in the middle of the Earth is called the equator. It divides the Earth north and south. The line that shows east and west is called the prime meridian. It is located in Greenwich, England. We have already learned that. So let's look at Tokyo. 30 degrees, right? 35 degrees and how many minutes? 45 minutes. And then 139 and 45 minutes. So what do the minutes mean? So 140, about anywhere in between these squares. So in between this empty space here, from here to here, we can count minutes. Alright? You can count minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 60 minutes, right? Like that. And then again, minutes this way as well. So you can count minutes up and down and side to side. So minutes can be counted up to 60, right? There's only 60 minutes in an hour. So let's go back here. So look at the map of the continents here. We've just looked at that. And download this worksheet here. Okay, it looks like so. And I'd like you to draw your own map of the continents and write the definitions of these based on the readings in those spaces. Okay. You also need to write at the top here the degrees of longitude, and down the side the degrees of latitude. So you need to make a grid. Basically, you're copying this. Okay? You're basically copying this. Alright? So, after that, we'll get into using an atlas. Okay? That's it for now. Enjoy!